summer of 1909, the city of Utica began building an experimental first half-mile stretch of the parkway, as designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, Jr., coinciding with the run-up to the opening of Roscoe Conkling Park, another Olmsted creation. As all this was unfolding, Emma Mann Swan, widow of Utica attorney John R. Swan, approached the renowned American artist Frederick William MacMonnies at his studio in Paris and commissioned him to design a bronze fountain in memory of her husband for Utica's nascent Olmsted system. Originally intended for the entrance to Conkling Park, this elegant fountain was too small for that site, so Olmsted decided instead to place it at Elm Street across from Conkling Park, at the easternmost end of the parkway's first stretch. Other MacMonnies creations include the statues on the famous arch in Grand Army Plaza by Brooklyn's Olmsted-designed Prospect Park, the statue of Nathan Hale on the lawn of City Hall in Manhattan, and the now-lost fountain at the 1893 Columbian Exposition in Chicago, the site for which Olmsted's father, with the help of young Olmsted Jr., had created the landscape design. Pan, the god of field and forest, occupies the center of the Swan Memorial Fountain, which also features fanciful sea serpents and spouts shaped like the heads of fish and even dogs, appropriately, as the fountain's lower troughs were designed to offer dogs a drink. In the heyday of the City Beautiful movement, which advocated for statues, neoclassical buildings like Utica's palatial train station, and other elegant public adornments, the belief prevailed that beautiful art would uplift and civilize society. Although not originally part of the plan of Olmsted's design for Utica's system, the westernmost first half-mile of the parkway consequently became the location for other monuments, some of these also created by artists of national prominence. So, the Swan Fountain was the first of many. A statue of American Revolutionary General Friedrich Wilhelm von Steuben was added next. Crafted by the Swiss sculptor J. Otto Schweitzer, much of whose work is located in Pennsylvania, including two statues of Lincoln, one at the Gettysburg battlefield and the other in the Union League of Philadelphia. In addition, the sculpture called the All Wars Memorial to Colored Soldiers and Sailors in Philadelphia's Logan Circle was a Schweitzer creation. Utica's von Steuben statue was commissioned by Utica's German-American societies as a symbol of their pride as Germans and their loyalty to the United States. The unveiling ceremony was to have been attended by President Woodrow Wilson, but for various reasons, Wilson had to cancel at the last minute. And in an unfortunate stroke of fate, the unveiling took place on the very day in 1914 that Germany invaded France, precipitating the First World War. Another notable parkway statue is the Hiker, erected in 1915 as a memorial to the Spanish-American War. The most respected creation of Allen George Newman, the Hiker seems to have been inspired by Frederick Remington's depictions of the American Old West. Copies of the Hiker, about 20 of them, are found throughout the U.S., including this one in Seattle. Utica's is the fourth oldest, and a cast of the original plaster model is owned by Utica's Munson Williams Proctor Arts Institute. Atop Roscoe Conkling Park, overlooking the parkway, is the Eagle, perhaps Utica's best-known piece of public art. The work is by Charles Keck, who also created the exterior sculptures on Manhattan's Waldorf Astoria Hotel, a statue of Father Duffy in Times Square, another of Senator Huey Long in the U.S. Capitol building, and Tuskegee, Alabama's sculpture of Booker T. Washington. Finally, among other pieces that adorn the parkway, are two statues by George Brewster, who created the figure of Independent Man above the Rhode Island State House, over 20 life-sized statues at the Vicksburg National Military Park, and the iconic statue of Alexander Hamilton at Hamilton College in Clinton, New York. Brewster's Parkway statues are those of James Schoolcraft Sherman, the Utican who served as Vice President of the United States from 1908 to 1912. And, of course, Thomas R. Proctor, whose vision and collaboration with Frederick Law Olmsted, Jr. brought Utica's parks and parkway system to reality and made Utica an Olmsted city.